lots of buttons to push.
Great. Okay, we have some success at last. Welcome, Mark. Would you like to ask your question, please?
Okay. I missed the first webinar, but I've been looking at the videos that were posted afterwards, and it looks pretty impressive. My concern is that it looks like Stephen had run through this beforehand and knew exactly what he was going to type into the chat box. I'd like to know if there is an undo mechanism for, this it wasn't really what I meant to type in there. Try again. The first pancake is never the best.
Sure.
And I think in terms of encouraging experimentation, especially for folks who are new to the environment, I think it'd be really helpful to have, okay, someone wants me to speak louder. Let me get closer to the microphone here.
Sure.
It'd be useful to be able to undo the last thing that you typed in, or maybe the whole thing. I was trying to figure out how I would do something like that, and it seemed like it'd be very complicated.
Sure.
I would have something like Git on the back end.
So
anyway, I'm wondering if thought has been given to how you undo what you've just done.
So I've been working on the AI layout stuff. I showed the demo in the last webinar. So as for being able to undo anything that the AI has done, obviously it's not always going to output exactly what you've got envisioned in your mind. Either we will be able to implement a preview feature, so you'll be able to see what you are going to get before you actually go ahead with it, or we will be able to, as you say, have an undo feature that will revert you back to before you use the command. We still need to decide exactly which of the two, or maybe we do both. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's something we can fairly easily work into Xavvi.
I think in the designs, the idea is that you get a kind of preview page that comes up and it just shows you essentially what you've asked. So a bit like doing a Google search where you maybe have to try 2 or 3 different ways of searching. Here, it's perfectly reasonable to want to do it 2 or 3 different times until you get the layout that you want. So you do that and then you choose to use it. I don't know, Mark, I mean, obviously you've been looking at the sort of undo, redo mechanism.
Yeah, so I don't think there's nothing to worry about there, Mark. So the old goal is actually we'll have much better undo, redo of changes to the stack and the environment. So what part of this is actually motivated by the cloud nature of like online editing, rather than perhaps obviously it's important for users as well in terms of building things, be able to undo whatever you've just done. But because like the Xavvi web IDE is obviously going to have to transmit its data up to the cloud and take it back down again, we want to try and minimize that. So what we're hoping to aim for is that when you will be able to kind of basically have save snapshots of changes between things. So like the AI action thing might save a snapshot, it'll do its thing, and you'll be able to roll back to the previous snapshot, essentially. And that's similar to things that we've talked about, the AI-driven message box, where you'll be able to ask it to do something, and it might initially, until we've got it well trained, do some things you didn't intend. So it's quite important for that as well, that you can save. Like if you're asking it to please change the color of all my buttons to red, for example, you might not have meant all the buttons, or it may, until we've got it working perfectly, it might decide that buttons are fields or something else. So yeah, we're planning to put in quite a fine-grained undo and redo to enable that. Again, that's both motivated from the IDE interaction point of view and make it easier to edit stuff, but it's also motivated by making the way the editing online works as efficiently as possible.